Hey guys, is this thing on?
I'm sure I plugged it in. Is that plugged in over there?
Andy, is this thing on?
Check here. 1, 2.
Is this thing on?
Check. I have phantom power.
I like that explosion.
Me too.
That's Dave. Do I do the applause? Can I?
Yeah, absolutely.
Welcome to Chicks with Gear, the podcast, where three lifelong friends get together, drink some coffee, play some music, talk about gear, in our quest for the most perfect acoustic sound on stage. I'm Deb.
I'm Julie.
I'm Andy.
Who's not a chick. No, he's not. He's our resident gearhead, the fabulous Andy Most. Andy, I'm very excited. We have someone in the studio today.
Heck yes.
You want to introduce him?
Well, I think he was just playing drums on that last thing we heard. We got the fabulous Tommy Harden, wonderful drummer, artist, session drummer to the stars.
Yes.
Drummer to the star.
Star.
The star. The one and only.
I can't do it justice.
Well, welcome.
And, yeah.
Thanks for having me.
We're so glad you could come.
I love the vocal tone of my voice right now.
I know.
Right on.
Andy knows how to get that just right.
Yeah, that's right, babe. All right.
And I'm so excited because I met you, 3 weeks ago? Tommy Rogers had a big old birthday, and I was introduced to you. I'm like, Tommy, you've played on all our music, and we finally got to meet you.
I know.
Yes.
I get that a lot, actually. One time I was up in Canada at the CCMAs, and I went to the after party, and I thought, I'm not going to know anybody. And after about the 10th time of somebody coming up going, Tommy, you played on my record. I'm like, how did it turn out?
All right.
I tell people that I have a memory like a steel thing that catches bears. So
Oh, yeah, me too.
Steel trap.
And that's why, thanks for the setup,
I know.
I drink Magic Mind. Would you like to try some Magic Mind with us?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's magic. I love this Magic Mind because it helps me focus. It's got a little matcha, lion's mane, so shake it up. Unless you like it all at the bottom.
Oh.
Ready?
It's still green.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's still green.
All right.
It is green. Y'all ready?
my body's not going to know what to do with something without red 40 in it.
Yeah, it doesn't even have green dye. It's just green.
It's green.
It's good.
Yeah.
All right.
Now we are going to let the flow state begin.
I'm going to be so smart.
She's going to be smart, wicked smart.
So does it make you chill? Does it make you up? What is it?
The whole idea is to get your brain to focus. So,
Get your brain to what?
focus.
Bofus?
You're going to learn that sarcasm is my love language.
Oh, well, see, we're going to get along just fine because I'm very sarcastic.
My kids always say when they're talking about ADHD, I always go, ADH what?
And when I started taking this, it does chill me out. And I can actually focus on one thing. So I do love this Magic Mind.
That's chilled.
That's chilled. That's me being chilled. No, I have had a lot of caffeine.
10 cups of coffee? What's wrong with that?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I do 8 shots of espresso. So I thought I should stop drinking coffee. So this was to stop drinking coffee, but I still drink coffee, but not 8 shots anymore, 4 shots a day. So I'm getting there.
I like coffee you can chew.
What is that?
Dark with extra darkness, like my soul.
Oh, interesting. This is going to be a fun show, I can tell already. Wow. So tell me, where did you grow up?
I grew up in rural North Carolina, right outside of Greensboro. And I was just one of those really weird kids that I guess it's before ADHD, but I bounced from instrument to instrument. I started on drums. My dad said that I beat dents in all the pots until he finally broke down and bought me a drum kit. And then I bounced from there to acoustic guitar, then electric guitar, then bass, then flute, and I finally kind of settled on drums when I went to school. So, and I just kind of focused on that, and ever since then, I've been counting to 4 and hitting stuff. So,
counting to 4.
So no waltzes, you're saying?
no, threes are 6/8 are problematic.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the 3/4.
Yes, 6/8. You just do 3 twice. So.
Well, so it's funny because Silent Night is 3/4, but I didn't like it in 3/4, so we actually did it in 4/4.
Oh wow!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Were there?
Until the end, and then we go to 3/4.
Then we go to 3/4.
Did the dancers at the Wild Horse break their ankles?
I don't know.
I don't know. We need to check that out.
We need to check that out. So, what brought you to Nash Vegas?
So I was going to move to. I knew I wanted to be in the music field, and I knew that I wanted to burn the ships and not give myself any recourse or backup. Everybody would always tell me, get a degree in teaching so you have something to fall back on.
Yeah.
And I would say, but I'm not planning to fall back. So
good attitude.
I moved here honestly because I was newly married. We got married back in the late 1800s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Prairie dresses.
You look good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And back then, the 2 major music towns were L.A. and New York, and then Nashville was kind of a third. So we thought, the cost of living in L.A., the cost of living in New York, there's no way.
No,
Oh, yeah.
that's
No
hard.
way. So
you
we-
have to have a fallback.
Oh my gosh! So we finally we moved to Nashville, and it was just kind of one of those God things from above that Nashville ended up turning out to be the music town
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
in America. I mean, and New York and LA kind of
It changed.
yeah. So
Well, we're glad you're here.
Yeah.
glad to be here. It's been good. The first thing I was told when I moved to Nashville was get a job because it's going to be 2 years before you get anything here.
Oh, wow.
And I went, So I talked my way onto my first road gig in 4 months
Look at
Oh.
with no audition.
Come
you.
on.
Wow. How'd you do that?
Magic, just like that.
Oh, I love magic.
No, it was. I love telling the story because I get to talk about one of my heroes in town, which is Eddie Bears.
Oh.
And Eddie, I had a mutual friend in Nashville that was a songwriter, and he's not in Nashville anymore, but he knew Eddie and he used Eddie. So he set up he called Eddie and said, I got a new drummer friend in town. Can he kind of tag along and watch some sessions? So I got to hang with him for 2 days, and I had this little demo cassette. That's how long ago it was.
Wow.
Demo cassette. So see my shirt.
I love this shirt so much.
Yeah.
Get a close-up shot of that, please.
I'm on it.
Thank you.
So Eddie actually listened to it, and I can't imagine how many CDs and
Right.
that I've been given that I have not listened to. So he listened to it, and he said, I love your playing. So he would throw me things that he was just far too busy to even think about doing, like VFW gigs and stuff like that. And so I would start getting these calls, hey, can you do this live gig? Fast forward, I had heard Barbara Mandrell was looking for a drummer. So I literally got my Modern Drummer magazine out and looked at the Randy Wright interview. So I went, back then you could look in the phone book and get people's numbers. So
Oh, no, remember that?
So I called Randy Wright. I cold called him on the phone, and turns out, so he had started managing, and his partner is the one that picked up the phone. And I said, I'm looking, I heard Barbara Mandrell's looking for a drummer. I'm new to town. And he said, well, tell me about yourself. Who have you played for? That's usually the first question. Who have you played for? And if you haven't played for anybody, then it's hard to get a gig because nobody's, you haven't played for anybody.
Yeah, it's like any job. It's just like, well, have you sold anything before? No. How do I sell anything if you won't hire me?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a catch-22.
Right.
So I said, well, I haven't toured with anybody. I'm new to town, but Eddie Bears has been recommending me.
Oh, yeah.
Love that. Good spin, man.
So, and I didn't, well, anyway, so unbeknownst to me, Steve Gatlin had just called him an hour earlier saying, my drummer's quitting. I need a drummer. Find me a drummer.
Wow, kismet.
So he said, well, let's get together tomorrow morning. So we got together, and I think he just wanted to make sure I was a nice guy.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, I get a call from Steve, and Steve's like, do you want to do this 2-week run with us? And I said, yeah, sure. So literally I met with him, and he circled songs on a cassette and said, learn these. And my first time playing for the Gatlin Brothers was sound check, opening up for Kenny Rogers at the Minneapolis Ice Hockey Arena.
That needs to be applause.
Yeah.
I was Kenny Rogers.
Yeah. Man, that's a good crowd, you guys.
I know.
They're very loyal.
so nice. They come every week.
Did you guys record that crowd?
No.
Yeah.
That was from our last show.
Who was in the Gatlin Brothers with you?
Steve Smith was the guitar player. Mike Smith, who is a genius steel player.
Okay.
Ralph Geddes, who passed away a few years ago, was the piano player. And then the three brothers.
Oh, wow.
That was the band.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was like, I just we did about like 180 touring dates that year.
Wow.
And that was their Adios tour. That was their first farewell tour. So you know how farewell tours are.
I know.
Yeah. Got to do one more.
Yeah. The crazy thing is, so about maybe 10, 15 years down the road, I ended up playing on a Gatlin Brothers record.
Oh, wow.
Because I had, eventually moved into session playing. And one of my favorite stories from that session, so they were trying to get back their old masters, and they couldn't get their old masters back. So we went in and recut all these Gatlin hits. So the very last song that we were cutting was Houston.
I love
And
that song.
Houston, Larry London played on Houston. And they did that, I think, down at Fame, in Muscle Shoals.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to do that one justice. So, and I didn't feel like I was nailing the feel. And so I stuck my head in the snare mic, and I said, hey, play that demo one more time. Demo? That demo bought me a house the size of an apartment building. It's like, oops, sorry.
Whatever.
Bad choice of words. I didn't mean demo. I meant hit single.
Yeah.
I've got one Larry London story because I was going to say it because of the other drummer in town who was the guy. So I was playing with somebody, and they got me on this session as the band guy, and I'm a little, I'm like, why am I there? It's Larry London playing drums and all the guys, and me, and so, they like to give you a hard time. And they were like, hey, Andy, in the headphones, can you hear the drums? And I was like, because I was out in the room,
What
the
drums?
only one out in the room. Everybody else was, because I was God, man. I was like, yeah, that's all I can hear.
Gotcha.
Anyway.
Wow. That's
one
funny.
story.
That's funny.
That is a funny story.
Well, I envy you that you got to play with Larry London, because I never even got to meet him.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
That's amazing.
I've learned so much about his playing over the years. So,
Well,
So
you play
who's-
great, man.
Who is your drum idol, or do you have one? That's somebody you like when you were a kid, you're like, I want to learn every drum lick that guy has.
Yes, it's a combination because you really become, when you develop as an artist, player, whatever, you take your influences and you melting pot it into your thing. Yeah. And so I grew up listening to Hal Blaine. I love Hal Blaine. Oh my gosh. The Carpenters records were
They're
like
amazing.
Yeah, it was like a textbook in how to do ballad fills,
Oh, yeah.
Elton John, Nigel Olsson, I used to listen to. I wore out the Captain Fantastic record. Some would say My Life Tonight is probably one of the greatest ballad, big, heavy ballad songs that were ever done.
That's a beautiful song.
And the crazy thing is, so the other day, I'm going to brag.
Okay.
The other day I had a session at my studio, and I was cutting some songs for Paul Overstreet, and we ended up cutting a song that he co-wrote with Bernie Taupin.
No.
And I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh, it's full circle, right? I mean, that's amazing.
But in terms of Davidson County, I call it Davidson County, country. Larry London, Eddie Bears, Lonnie Wilson, those guys. Eddie Bears especially, because to me, when I still listen to his tracks, everything is every downbeat is just perfect, and his pocket was just impeccable. And he's such a sweet guy, and we've become really good friends, and we talk. We text each other all the time. He finally talked me, because I was with Yamaha for 22 years. He finally talked me into coming back to Pearl.
Really?
And it was a really good decision. I love Pearl drums. And,
wow.
So he and I are both Pearl artists now.
Wow. What color are your drums?
I've got this beautiful silver sparkle kit that's got blue in it. And it just, when it hits the light, it just dazzles you.
Oh, I just love how drums look like when they're all sparkly like that.
Yep, me too.
They're very mesmerizing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know if this is the section for it, but Tommy has played on, Christmas album.
Yes, our Christmas album.
Things, yeah. And so the way it is, a lot of things now, the way things are, you would send off tracks. I shouldn't say that. We might stop that anyway. No. So, you're never you're not with the person, so it can be challenging, You're trying to get your point across, and it's a mutual thing for sure. So send to Tommy, and he would do like 2 or 3 different passes, and he'd say, I think the first time maybe I might have said, well, maybe that, and then after that it was it's usually the first one he does. It's just different. How people interpret how it should be, and really gives you great options, and the drums sound fantastic. You don't really have to do anything to it. And
and Christmas music is such a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was when we decided we were going to do a Christmas record. And then we started singing them, like, no, we've sang these forever, but they're so different to sing. It's a different style. And just even musically, how do you make them different so that they're not the same?
Trying to make them not sound like everybody else.
But not so different that people don't like it because they like the original. And so when Andy would send us the stuff you did, every time I would listen, I was just like, these are so perfect, because obviously the rhythm's amazing, but just like your expression in between things, or just like a cymbal, like right in this perfect spot. Like I just really was impressed. And so seriously, like when I got to finally meet you, I'm like, wow, this is Tommy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I tell young drummers, and I tell actually this to any instrumentalist of any instrument, if you want to become a better studio player, become a songwriter.
That's a good, that's good.
Because what's going to happen is you're going to play on your own songs, then you're going to listen to your own songs 500 times, and then you're going to go, like for a drummer, you're going to go, why am I playing that? I'm playing all these NAM show fills. We call that NAM chops.
I like that.
All the fills I know.
Yeah, we're playing. I'm trying to impress you with my drumming, and I'm actually getting in my own way as a songwriter.
Yeah. Vocalists do that too sometimes. Let me give you every lick and run I can do.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. And here, this is my...
Do it.
It's ADD Pinball, brought to you by...
Magic Mind.
Like American Idol and The Voice, they're not geared towards artists. They're geared towards vocal acrobatics.
Yes. And the whoa in the middle of the song.
Yeah, like it's gymnastics.
Yeah, and sometimes, I mean, if you think about it, George Strait wouldn't have even made the first cut of American Idol. And he's had, how many?
And he's fabulous.
65 number 1 hits. Well, and I tell drummers as well, listen to the vocal. The vocal will tell you where to play.
Yes.
It'll tell you where the beat is.
Yeah.
And don't step on the vocal, especially the hook. If the hook is getting ready to go and you do a big NAM show fill over the hook, congratulations, you just ruined the song.
When I moved to town, I brought a cassette around to a studio that I had seen in a, I don't know, songwriter Nashville magazine. I don't know. And I had this in it. There was, like a harmonized solo that was, nonstop. And he was listening to it, the guy, and he said, "Oh, Technique Fest." I was like, yeah, I never got called there. I did bring people there that I brought myself. But anyway, yeah.
Well,
great advice.
The thing that I've learned is that if the music wins, you win. Yeah. So if the song wins, you win. So play the song, not the drums. Play the song, not the guitar. Play the song. Yeah. Make the song sparkle. And if you make the song sparkle, then you'll sparkle.
Yeah, that's very good advice.
I know.
Speaking of songwriters, I had no idea. I just thought Tommy Harden, fantastic session drummer. And then him and his wife have a band.
Yeah,
he's playing guitar. I was like, wait a minute.
That is fabulous.
I was totally surprised, man. Can you tell us some about that?
Yeah, the band's called Lost Hollow. Ooh. And we are on all the streaming services. Check us out.
Definitely.
Basically, my wife has got this insane voice, and she is she's got this real chocolatey, sultry, low end like Karen Carpenter, and then she's got this insane range, and she can sing like Kelly Clarkson. So we've been writing. We started writing for that, in the early 2000s.
Oh, long time.
Ended up through that, got 2 cuts on Reba's Duets record.
Wow.
So we wrote those. She and I wrote those with Don Rollins, who just passed away last week. So
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
He's been sick for a while. So and total genius songwriter. And we probably wrote 100 songs with him, if not more.
Oh wow!
And Lost Hollow. We were voted Americana Band of the Year on the Indie Music Channel.
Congratulations! That's amazing.
No, settle down.
All right. I love your crowd.
I know.
And
they're very loyal.
Yeah, so we've written most of our stuff. We've done some covers. We've done 4 records, and we just we're getting ready to do. We're planning on 2 records. Our stuff more is it's not really Davidson County, country. It's our stuff is there's one of our followers tweeted one time. He said, "You guys are the love child of Civil Wars and Fleetwood Mac."
Oh, what a nice compliment.
Yes.
And I said, "Can I quote you on that?"
And if you say no, I will anyways.
Yeah. And then, but we did write, because we wrote at Starstruck for 3 years, we did write a ton of country songs. So she's been wanting to do a country record. So we're going to do a country record.
No way.
And neither one of us sing very twangy.
You don't need to twangy.
So no. So for her, it's really almost more like how Linda Ronstadt tried to be a country artist for a while.
Yeah.
It'll sound like that.
Oh, it's fabulous.
Yeah.
She's one of my faves.
Yeah. So we getting ready to do 2 new records. I'm real excited.
Oh my gosh.
That is so cool. So you are a busy man.
Yeah.
And your children are players also.
Yeah,
correct?
we have 6 kids.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's
Sorry.
That's usually,
I have 3 and I'm like, wow.
That's usually the reaction we get. Is,
Wow. How old are they?
my youngest is 17. My oldest is 30.
Wow.
And all the kids are musical. I've got 2 drummers in the batch. Lily, my 22-year-old, is an indie artist, and she is amazing. She writes these songs that just blow my mind. When she started bringing me songs, my wife, I was kind of like, well, we're probably going to have to fix these songs. We're probably going to have to go through and, So she brings me these songs, and I'm like, oh my God, they're unbelievable. They're perfect, and they're original and artistic, and you don't sound like anybody else, and your lyrics are fantastic. So, and Maggie her younger sister was singing before she could talk.
Oh,
And she sings the third harmony in Lost Hollow. And so we do a lot of,
wow.
we do some 2-part harmony and some 3-part harmony.
That's
So,
amazing.
Yeah.
What a family. You're like the, what's the Sound of Music family?
Oh,
The Von Trapps.
The Von Trapps.
The Von Trapps. yeah.
My youngest, Rowan, was 14 when he had a computer that my other kids bought him. He basically kept downloading free versions of FL Studio. And so he started programming his own record before we even knew that he was programming his own record. And so he's 14 years old, and he comes up and he shows me his Spotify account. And I'm like, what? And
Could have been a lot worse.
Wait, yeah.
So the last song, he literally wanted to put real guitar on it because he programmed everything else.
My goodness.
And so he didn't even have an interface on his computer. So he basically brought the guitars and the amps up, played the song, put his iPhone next to the guitar amp and recorded it, emailed himself the WAV files and pulled them in there and lined them up and mixed it.
Oh, wow.
And then put the whole 10-song thing on Spotify. And I'm like, we didn't even know he was doing a record, much less, So
Wait, what? Yeah, that's awesome.
Wow, he's a genius.
He definitely got my my on the spectrum musical abilities.
Oh,
Wow,
I love that.
Yeah.
That's fabulous.
it is so cool. So I'm thinking maybe we could talk about some gear that you love.
It's time. Let's talk gear.
The gear that I like is all of it.
Yes.
Good answer.
I was going to say my first question, because when you see people setting up drums, and even for live shows or whatever, they're always putting on the microphones in. And, I was curious, like, how does that go? And has it changed over the years?
Well, let me first say this. I built my studio in 2002 because I had read an article that John Robinson in the late 90s was doing 35% of his work at home.
Right.
And any trend in LA has a tendency to slowly make its way to Nashville.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'm going to
Like living.
Yeah. Yeah, I always tell people music helps my two favorite habits, which is eating and living indoors. So I built this studio. I started doing sessions full time in 97. I got off the road and I said, I'm getting off the road. My daughter was 18 months old and she would run up and grab my leg and go, don't leave. So basically from 97 to 2002, I would go play in these drum rooms and I would analyze drum rooms. And if I loved the sound of the drum room, I would try to figure out why. And so then when we built that room in 2002, I literally had a laundry list. Okay, I want this. And I don't want this, and this because, So to me, in terms of gear, a lot of people really get hung up over gear. And I tell them, in terms of a drum room, the three things that are going to help your sound for a drum room is the room, the drums, and how you hit them. And because, so my very first set of mic pre's when I built that drum room, because I spent all the money building the room and I didn't have a whole lot of money left over for mic pre's. I basically, it was a couple of years after the Yamaha O2R came out. So the Yamaha O2R was a digital console. And I started seeing it around we call it the campus. The campus is basically all the studios around Nashville. Started seeing this board and we would just be blown away by how great the drums sounded. And I think they sent one to James Taylor and James Taylor ended up using it to make a bunch of demos. Well, the demos became a record and the record won a Grammy for Best Engineered Record.
Wow.
So when I built my room, the sound of the room was perfect. It was exactly what I wanted. And instead, what I did is I found out that the mic pre's in the O2R were the same mic pre's in the O1V, which is the smaller version.
Oh, interesting.
So I literally bought this one little thing that had 12 mic pre's on it, and that was my mic pre's for 10 years.
Really?
Oh, wow.
And I literally had, you're going to laugh, I had a producer call me one time, and I had put a bunch of videos on YouTube, and he was breathless. I mean, he was like, oh my gosh, your drum sounds, it's the best drum. I can't believe you're getting that at home, but I've got all these projects and I'm going to bring them there and blah, 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 blah. And then he stopped and he went, you are using Neves and APIs, right? And stupid me, I was really stupid, and I was honest with him. I said, no, I'm using this, I'm telling you, it's a secret weapon. Nobody knows about it. It's some of the best sounding mic pre's on drums, this Yamaha O&B. And he goes, oh, okay, I'll call you.
Oh, what?
Luther.
Yeah.
But you loved my sound, huh?
Well, so after that, I got so ticked off that I went out and bought Neves and APIs.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. So now I've got Rupert Neves, and I've got AML Neves, and I've got Cappy APIs.
We're talking some gear here.
Yeah.
So do those just stay in the closet, just for those few people?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got them. Mm-hmm.
I still use the O1V probably for hat overheads and toms.
Really?
And I've tried running my toms through all my mic pre's, and I keep going back to the O1V. They just sound great.
Excellent.
But I love let's talk gear.
Yeah, let's do gear.
I love gear. I've got a bunch of stuff from Warm Audio. I've got stuff from Cappy. I've got some AML Neves. I've got some stuff. I've got a Millennium Origin, which I love.
Yeah.
I've got a UA LA610, which I used on vocals exclusively for about 15 years. Oh. And I love that.
What do you love
girls
about
have sung
it,
through that.
Debbie?
Yes.
Oh.
We love it too, then.
Apparently.
What do you love about it? I'll tell you what I love about it.
The 610 mic pre is the old Bill Putnam mic pre from the 60s, and I love that because it's tube. But I like the fact that the compressor is the LA2A style compressor, which is one knob, drummer friendly. So I tell people, when they start talking complicated stuff, I said, look, you're talking to a guy that counts to 4 and hits stuff for a living. So, but yeah, it's and my compressor just went out in it. So I'm waiting for the Opto piece from UA to come so I can replace that.
It's tough to get stuff on time these days.
I know.
And the interface going into Pro Tools, right? So
you know what? I've always used the for a long time. When I first started, I used the Digi 001, and the Digi 001. I would have people.
You girls have sung through that also.
Oh, thank you.
Way back.
I was like, it sounds so familiar.
When we first started doing Lost Hollow records, I literally plugged an MXL V69 microphone straight into the 001.
Well,
and I had people come up going, how did you get that vocal sound? I'm like,
it's my secret.
I can't tell you. It's a secret.
I'll have to kill you.
Chinese secret, huh?
But right now, I have 3 96 IOs.
Right.
And I'm still running Pro Tools 10 because it works. And you're not going to convince me that the new gear is $25,000 better.
That's a fact.
was on 10, and just till recently, I still have it on a computer. I was like, I'm not changing, man. And so
it works.
That's a lot of money.
It's stable. I'll do an entire day of tracking at the house with a full band, and I'll have one DAE or the whole day.
Wow.
So as far as, because I'm with you on that, but as far as these podcasts, which go like an hour, you can bounce offline, which goes like that. You can't sit through an hour of the bounce.
Well, that's why I have the newest version of Pro Tools on my laptop.
There you go.
Do we?
I'm with you.
Oh, that's magical.
Well,
yeah, the freeze in place. Beautiful.
Well, let's say you got full cartage, right? Full meal deal. What do you take? How many snares do you bring in with you?
I have a case that carries about 20 snares.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
And I love snare drums.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I love guitars too. I probably have 20 guitars.
Wow.
It's a sickness, but snare drums.
I know.
Definitely.
I've got-
We have the sickness too.
I
always want more.
Is it your choice mostly? I mean, you know what you need on what song. Is it producers coming up to you saying, "Hey, try this snare"?
I would say for 90% of the songs, I use the same 4 snare drums.
Right.
And I carry those in my car because if I do a house kit session,
Right.
I don't want to ever go in and use somebody else's snare drum because it's never going to sound the way that it's got to sound in my head.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you because I don't know much about drum sound. So what makes the 4 one that you love, like what makes that sound different? Like what would be
Good question.
The snares?
Yeah, like why do they sound like why are you like this one's awesome, this one's not so awesome? Like what makes that?
You know, honestly, it's playing. You try to set each drum up and you try to make it play as good as it can. But when you get one that speaks to you, it's like a guitar.
Okay. Is it like the top of it or the whole case? Like
it's the whole thing.
The whole thing.
In fact, there was one. We were on the road when I was back in Reba's band. We got to a casino the day before because of the flight situation, and that night, Olivia Newton-John was playing, and our piano player Catherine Marks used to play in her band, so got us all tickets, and we went. And Mark Beckett was playing drums, and the first snare hit, he hits, and I'm like, "What is that snare?" So I went up to him afterwards and said exactly that, and he said, "Oh, it's a," he showed it to me. It was a Beyer. It was 15 inches instead of 14, and it was a thin stainless steel 4-inch piccolo snare, but it was the fattest sounding snare drum I've ever heard in my life.
Interesting.
And so he hooked me up with James Beyer, called me the next morning. He said, "I got one more shell here. I'll make it and I'll send it to you." So he sent it to me, and I've probably sold him 50 of those drums just by continuing to put it on Instagram because it's like a hero. It doesn't love every studio. Some studios, some snares work, and some studios, some snares don't work. But for me. And I got to tell you this one story about. Okay, so I've got this Black Beauty snare drum that when the first few years in the Alabama band, they rented drums because they didn't have space, and now they've got a semi, so they've got all the space in the world. So all of a sudden, I go on stage and there's this snare drum, so I hit it one time and went. So it was a rare Black Beauty from the 70s, and it had all this James Aldridge engraving on it, and so I begged the backline guy. I said, "Please, please, 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 let us do a long-term, rental on this." And he said, "Okay, so sure." He said, "I'm probably eventually going to sell it." So I had it for years, and then finally, it was probably around in October. He called me right before sound check, and he said, I got grandkids and I got Christmas coming up. I'm going to sell the snare drum and it's going to be really expensive."
Wow.
No.
What a sales pitch.
Oh,
And I said,
dang it.
I said, "How much?" And he named the price, and it was like double what I had ever paid for a snare drum.
Oh no.
And I've got a bunch of nice snare drums. So so we're playing, and I was just kind of bummed. And so Teddy comes up to me afterwards, Teddy Gentry, the bass player. And he
I've heard that name before.
Yeah, I have too.
I love me some Teddy.
Yeah.
He's the greatest person ever. That
He
there
seems
ever was.
like it.
I see where this is going. It's going to be great.
Well, and I said, "It looks like we're going to lose our magic snare drum." And he goes, "Do you love it?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "How much does you want for it?" So I named the price. And he says, "Hang on." So he peels out his wallet and he starts peeling out $100 bills. He goes, "That's all I got on me. See if you'll take that for it." And I went, and he said, "You can just pay me back whenever." So,
Yay, Teddy.
yeah.
Hero.
So we did the deal, and I Venmo'd the guy the money. And so the next morning he calls me, and he said, "Did we get it?" And I said, "Yep." I said, "We got it. It's ours." He said,
Yeah.
We'll never have to lose the magic snare drum again." And then he says, "Okay, good. I couldn't wait to tell you. Merry Christmas."
Oh,
Come on.
What a beautiful story.
well,
I love that.
it seems like I have 180-degree stories from Tommy. I'm going to go with it real quick.
So, how long does a snare, 20 years, 30 years, or you're like, this just doesn't sound as good, or do they get better?
There's no rhyme or reason to it. And with me, I've just gotten so spoiled. Like, for instance, there's a song that I played on called Hard to Love by Lee Brice. And the snare sound on that is amazing. That snare, actually, before I did sessions full time, when I was transitioning from road to sessions, I was doing construction.
Oh, wow.
And so people would call to book me on sessions back before cell phones. And my wife would go, "Oh, he's working." They would think, "Hey, he's working in the studio." I'd be under a house digging.
He's busy. So busy.
But this one guy that I worked for would let me come and go. And, if I had a day off that I wasn't doing sessions, I could come and work. And, we like to eat and live indoors. So
Yes.
So one day he says, "Hey, I was rehabbing this house and I found the snare drum. You want it?" And that's the Hard to Love snare. And literally I thought, "Oh, okay." So I took it in the studio and taped it. And I thought, well, this would be a good gushy snare. So I tuned it down and taped it up. And I hit it. And the engineer said, "What is that?" And I went, "Oh, I can't tell you. It's a secret."
It's magic.
It's a secret formula. It's all my skill. And
It's just the Tommy magic.
But with snare drums, it's literally. I can take pretty much any snare drum and get you close to a certain sound. But I've just got the ones that sparkle and the ones that people say is the best sounding drums I've ever heard. And I was lucky because I had a drum teacher who was also a studio musician, and he hammered it in my head that the drums have got to sound great.
Yeah.
What's the use of having a great groove if you sound like
Yes,
Yeah.
and sometimes you can hear on a live stage, you're like, what's going on with the drum sound?
Mm-hmm.
It just sounds weird. So I do have another question about that because, with stringed instruments, mandolins, guitars, when you play them for years, that vibration in the wood makes it sound better and better and better. Does that happen with drums or no, because it's metal?
It happens with wood drums.
Oh, okay.
Not metal drums. Now I had when I was first with Yamaha in 2001, my A&R guy Joe Testa said, "You've got to try the birch. You've got to try." And I hated birch.
Really? Why?
So he sent me. Well, I never really played a birch kit that I loved.
Oh.
So he said, "Trust me." He said, "I'm gonna send you a birch kit." And so he sent it to me, and I took it out of the box, and I went, and I said, "See, they suck." So I stacked them up. I stacked them up in the corner of a studio. And then about a year later, I had a day that I had to have 3 kits going in 3 different directions, and they couldn't piggyback. And this is back, in the 2000s when everybody used cartage. And so I would literally have to call my cartage guy on Sunday night and go, "Okay, this kit goes here, this kit goes here, then piggyback here, and blah, 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 blah." So I had a 3 kit day. So I went, okay. So I went over and picked the same drum up, and it went, doo. And I was like, "Oh my God.
You've been hiding your secrets.
And I used that kit on every number one that
Really?
I've ever
Oh,
played.
wow.
On. Yeah.
Isn't that something?
Lots of, yeah.
It's so fascinating because I never touched a drum. That would not be an instrument I could play. So I really know nothing about drums except for I know what I like and what I don't like. So this has been fascinating.
Yeah, drums are, and right now the trend, and I don't like it.
What's the trend?
The trend is to do the tea towel thing because it's hip and cool to put tea towels on the tom.
What's a tea towel?
It's basically
towel.
Yeah, it's like a kitchen towel,
Oh.
and they'll take the office clips and they'll put them on there.
Really? Why?
And it looks really cool. I just cannot stand the way it sounds. I don't like it. And I carry it around with me. And if I wanted like a 70s kind of sound, then I can do that. And
So like that's the vibe, like a 70s vibe when they do that, or
yeah, it's more kind of dampened down, and the guys that do it well, it does sound, it sounds good. But I just like drums to sound open, and I just did I've got a series on YouTube called 5 Minute Monday, and they're little drum little mini lessons.
Yeah,
and the one that I just put out last week is exactly like that. It's on snare drum ring. And so what I did is I took 2 songs that are big radio hits, and one is the drums are by themselves at the beginning, and the other one is the drums are by themselves at the end. It's like everybody else fades out and the drums keep playing. So one of them is The Fray, How to Save a Life, and the other one is In My Place by Coldplay. And so and I told people, I said, all right, I want you to listen to how obnoxious these drums ring. And then when the music comes in, it disappears.
Oh, interesting.
So, like, the beat on Coldplay is bing, bing, and it's literally like obnoxious ring. And then when when the band comes in, it disappears, and it sounds fantastic. And The Fray, the same thing. It's this Black Beauty, mid-tune Black Beauty. It sounds like money, money, money. And then at the very end, they fade everything out, and the drums keep playing. And you hear this on the snare drum. And what happens is people, Leyland Sklar, one of the greatest session bass players that there ever was, said this. He said, "You do not want to solo up my P bass. It just sounds, solo it up, you will not like it. But when you put it in the mix, it's perfect. Yeah. It's magic." And so what I'm trying to communicate to drummers on my YouTube video was, don't dampen the snares down based on what it sounds like with you just playing by yourself, because you're not going to play by yourself. You're going to be playing in a band.
That's true. Yeah.
It's like guitar. I would always pull mids out, and was like, you got to have them in there,
Oh yeah. You don't solo up. You don't EQ stuff. It's like this mic. This mic sounds so good, by the way.
Thank you. We love these mics.
I think I just found my newest vocal mic.
Back to an awesome Christmas present from artist you're playing.
You need that, Andy.
You still are doing dates with Alabama, right?
I still am.
Yeah.
That is so cool. What is that like?
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
I had the crickets on, Deborah.
I'm sorry.
I got
excited. Sorry.
He's been trying to ask.
Sorry.
Yeah. So
I can go home and get
180 from Tommy's experience. So I'm out playing with somebody, and the single has baritone guitar on it, regular guitar, and there's only one guitar player on the road, me. And they kept asking me, the manager, "Man, when are you going to get a double neck?" And he'd always come out and he'd go, "Hey man, what about the double neck?" I finally said, "How about you guys, you get it, and I'll get it, take some out of my pay every week." And the manager said, "Oh, you'll know who he is too." But anyway, he said, "Nah, we'll just buy it. That way when we fire you, we'll be able to keep it." And that came to pass. And I told everybody, I was going, they're not getting it back. But sure enough, it happened on a weekend, and that thing was on a truck somewhere out, and I never did get it.
Andy. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
That's not a happy story.
That's not a happy
I was
story.
saying 180 degrees from Tommy's.
But it did have gear in it.
It did have
It did have
gear. It was gear.
My studio is perpetually $15,000 away from being perfect.
Tell us about that.
It's like a boat. You pour money into it, it just doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So
Bottomless pit.
we originally started my studio as a drum overdub room in 2002, and then my wife and I started writing. So we started bringing bands in to play on our demos, and then it just kind of grew and grew and grew, and now we've got a full band tracking room with a Yamaha C7 piano, a B3, Fender Rhodes, and the home theater. We were making the home theater when we were finishing our basement.
What does that mean?
The home theater?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally just like a movie room. You know?
It's a
sorry.
home theater.
I was thinking like gear. I'm like, what is that?
It's a home theater.
Well, when we were building it, we put, we wanted to soundproof it so we could really crank the sound system. And Mike Sievers, a buddy of mine, was there and he walks in, looks at it, and he goes, "Oh, you should put some tie lines in here and record in here." And I was like, why didn't I think of that? So now we've got we're doing all kinds of sessions there.
Wow.
We just had Jamie Johnson at the house last
Really?
week. Yeah. And you talk about going back to what we were talking about emoting. That man can emote when he sings. Holy mackerel! So that's. But now we've got I keep getting more and more and more gear. And
So do you have, as far as like the studio, like is there a piece of gear you're like, this is the holy grail, I'm so glad I bought this one thing? Or you can't do that?
Honestly, there's not. I love, it's like the warm stuff. I love their mics. Their mics are fantastic. I've got some stuff from Stam. I love, I've got a 47 that they make is incredible. I've got, like I said, the Millennium is amazing. The UA is amazing. I've got some Joe Meek. I've got some, trying to think in my brain. The Warm has this new mic pre out that's modeled after the Ampex tape machines.
Oh, really?
It is unbelievable. In fact, if you go on their site and scroll down at the very bottom on this page, they've got links to reviews. And so Mix Magazine and Sound on Sound did a review on this mic pre. And in both of the reviews, there's a pro and a con box. And both the reviews, the con boxes are empty.
Oh, that's unusual.
Oh, it's funny because we all grew up in the tape era. And it's kind of funny now, young people don't even know what that looks like, I don't think.
Or what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a funny thing. We were tracking, a couple months ago, and the engineer said, because I keep my drums set up, ready to go at any moment. I can, if somebody needs a drum track, somebody called night before last, I got to have a drum track tomorrow morning. Boom. Okay, fine. So I keep, the plugins. Everything's all set.
Oh.
So this engineer said, I'd love to hear the drum room with no plugins. And I went, okay, let's try it. So I went in there, played. He took all the plugins off, and we looked at each other like, oh my God, did you hear that? It sounded like, those, like the indie records, where the drums are, they're trying to kind of go for that old sound.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it sounds like tape, and it sounded like that. And I was like, oh my God, this is digital, and it sounds like analog.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, I was blown away. So now it's like all of a sudden,
Eureka.
I've got a new thing in my arsenal for the drum room. If I want something to sound old and and warm, and we do that.
You could be like, we go to a nail salon and you can choose the different services. You could have old and warm as a choice, and they check off like what sound they're going for when they come to your studio.
And I've got, so I've got different snare sounds and different kick sounds, and I've got the tear your head off aggressive snare sound and the fat cushy snare sound.
I love that you're our first drummer that's come on here.
I know.
And this has been so cool. I mean, seriously, like I know nothing about drums, and now I feel like I could maybe talk some talk and make people think I know a little bit about drums.
She don't know. She don't know.
Well, I gotta brag. So
Yes.
a couple of days ago, and I'll have to play it for you.
Okay.
I can't play it for you online because it's, but I got to play on a couple of Johnny Mathis songs.
Oh my gosh.
A couple of days ago, and so they're building. They're pitching this for he's 89 years old.
That's amazing.
And still
Can't believe that.
sings his butt off. He's incredible.
Wow.
Like, one of those situations where you're in the studio and you're like, turn the vocal up, instead of turn it down. Which is what you get a lot in Nashville.
Please.
No way.
I broke the knob off and I can still hear it.
What is that sound? Oh, that's the vocal.
And I broke the steel knob off too, and I can still hear it. Sorry. That's a joke. That's a joke.
Just kidding, people. Have a sense of humor.
Sorry, all my steel playing friends.
We love you.
you. We do.
But yeah, it was like, the jazz stir the soup kind of thing. Oh, wow. And
So is this like new material or just like
No.
redoing old songs?
he just went, I think he went into Capitol Records with a jazz piano player who now is one of my favorite piano players on the planet. His name is Jim Cox.
Oh,
And
that sounds
it was
familiar.
just a vocal, piano, and a click.
Oh,
And they
wow.
recorded like a bunch of songs.
Oh, wow.
So, we did his last Christmas record about 2 years ago. And I think I played on two or three, or maybe four. And there was one song that it's just him and a click and Johnny.
Man.
And he starts ripping this solo. And, I think Pat Corral was in the room, who's one of the greatest jazz piano players
Wow.
on the planet. He used to tour with, Woody Herman and all these people. We're all looking at each other going, "Gung." And I hear the solo. So that's one thing I got to do this week, which was
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
cool.
You've had an amazing career and still
know.
going.
It's to answer your question earlier,
Yeah.
what's it like to play for Alabama? I tell people I just hit drums and smile.
Oh,
Yeah.
So the very first time I got to play with them, I was subbing for their drummer at the time. It was at the Wynn in Vegas, and we start playing "Feels So Right," and
I love that song.
I went right straight back to my prom. I danced to that.
I love that.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was
Oh,
surreal.
yeah.
Now, which of their songs that, like, when it's coming up on the set list, you're like, oh, I love this one. Like, is there
Well-
one you love the best?
I get to sing one of their songs.
No way.
Oh, come on.
Which one?
I do. For about a year into the gig, Teddy and I are real close buds, and he always comes to sound check. Excuse me. So I said, Teddy, we're not doing my favorite Alabama song. And he said, what's that? And I said, Take Me Down.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I love Take Me
I
Down.
do
that is a
too.
beautiful
So
song.
he said, you learn it, we'll do it during sound check. So
Really?
yeah. And so I started doing it during sound. And so every sound check, we'd had this routine that we'd go through, and we would do like Reader's Digest versions of every song. We'd do like verse, chorus, and out. And so we would do Take Me Down, and literally it just became muscle memory after a while. And then we were playing in Greensboro, which is where I'm from.
Ooh.
And I think they said, hey, Tommy, I hear you've been singing a song. You want to do an Alabama song? I'm like, yes, I do.
I love that.
So
Wow.
and so now it's part of the show, and about half the shows I get to do it, depending on
Yeah.
how close we get to the end, and so
That's so cool.
yeah.
So how long have you been playing with Alabama?
I started in 2017,
Wow.
Oh, wow.
so it's been going on 8 years now.
That's crazy.
That's amazing.
That's hard to believe, but and they are still selling out arenas.
I bet.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone loves Alabama. I
Oh
mean,
my
that music
gosh.
is amazing. Now, how many shows do they do a year approximately?
Probably 30.
Okay.
I mean, but they're all usually arena shows, or the smaller shows are like an amphitheater, but almost everything's an arena.
Is the June Jam, is that still a thing?
They just started that back up.
Right.
Oh,
I
wow.
love that.
I think this is the third year that they've
Wow.
started back up. And so speaking of gear,
Yeah.
Yes.
tell a gear story.
Yeah.
Always.
Let's go.
We were down at June Jam, and on the road, like 15 years earlier, I had found this Hammond M3 in this little mom and pop music store, and so bought it, put it under the bus, and so I had fixed it up, and then I got a crappy old 145 Leslie, and I was pretty happy with the sound, and the M3 is what they used on the Boston record and Green Onions. That's an M3. So we were down at June Jam, and the guy that married my wife and I back in the late 1800s lives down there now, and he took me out to breakfast and introduces me to the locals, and one of the locals was an organist, and he probably in his late 70s, and Jerry just kind of casually mentions, oh yeah, he's got a B3 for sale on Craigslist. And I went, oh, I've got a B3. I've got an M3 and 145 Leslie. And he said, well, I've got an RT3 and a 122 Leslie, and the 122 is the holy grail of the Leslies. And he said, I've got it listed for X, which was an incredible deal. But he said, I don't really need the money. I just want it to have a good home. He said, I'll sell it to you for less than X.
Wow.
And I went, I wish you hadn't have said that. So I ended up going home, having to sell my M3. And so now that's what we have in my home studio.
Under the bus it goes.
So our grandmother had a Hammond B3 with a Leslie speaker.
Leslie speaker in her apartment in Roslindale with her husband who played the marimba. So they had a band, and our grandpa was in vaudeville. Hilarious. So my grandmother decided she's going to teach me because she wanted me to play the organ. So she forced my dad to buy me this little organ, but I would play her Hammond B3 with the 2-octave pedals and the Leslie speaker. And as a kid, I didn't know like how amazing that was until later I mentioned to someone, I'm like, oh yeah, my grandma has a Hammond B3 in her. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, I play it all the time. And we then stole her. She had like a little beatbox that had sambas.
It's called Rhythm Ace.
Yeah. And then we used to gig with that when we were in college.
What's a samba?
A samba.
Oh, yeah.
You are from.
Oh, samba.
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 Do you still have the organ?
No.
Sadly.
See,
Yeah,
they took
my
the box. They
ex-husband-
could have had the organ.
We couldn't get that in our car.
You kept the wrong thing.
So I had a little, well, this was a bad story, so I'm not married anymore. So my dad, told him what to buy. It was like a baby Hammond that I had in my house, in my bedroom, was like an octave of pedals. And she gave us the Rhythm Ace to have. And so when I got married, my parents sent it to the house that we were living in. And I came home one day and my ex-husband sold it and didn't tell me he sold it.
That's grounds for divorce right there.
Well, that's why we are no longer married. That and some other bullshit things he did. But that was
a
the
lot
worst.
of really good stuff for some of the songs we've written. So
Yeah. And my dad was just like, what do you mean he sold it? And I'm like, I don't even know what to tell you. Like he literally, first he moved it out of the house into the garage. I'm like, you can't put that in the garage. He did. And then he sold it.
Oh, man.
yeah.
May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
He's dead now.
Deborah.
Sorry.
I mean, he is,
It
but
was the.
Ethylene glycol.
Anyways, but the Hammond B3 is amazing. Like it
What's
is an
the
amazing
T?
instrument.
yeah. I
All
love
the
to play.
presets. I mean, I used to sit there for hours in there.
Oh, yeah.
And when they got older, they moved to a trailer, and it was in the trailer.
Well, that's the beautiful thing about being a studio musician. I get to play with players that just freak me out how great they are.
Yeah.
And every time I get to see, Dane Bryant or Mike Rojas or whoever, playing a B3, it's like taking a lesson.
Yeah, I bet.
oh yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's how you do that. So I get to, watch guitar players and I'm like, oh, that's how you play that chord.
Well, and our grandmother was an amazing player. So her mom played the
Mighty
organ
Wurlitzer.
in all the silent films in Boston. Like that was her gig. And so, our grandma was like 4'11", and she'd get up on that thing and make it sing. She was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. I couldn't play as good as her, but she
Oh
was.
yeah.
Well, now you guys have to come over to the studio to play the organ.
Yeah, we do.
I've actually got the foot pedals in the garage.
Oh, you do? Oh my gosh. The pedals are hard, but I loved playing the pedals. But my grandma, she was 2-footing it, like, even though she was teeny.
Well, some of those organists, I mean, it's like they're walking on they're making runs and with their feet, and I don't see how they do that.
So when we had our first college gig we were doing, we didn't hire a bass player. I had bass pedals that I played with my keyboard. I'm not saying it was great, but it saved
We don't
us a
need
lot
no
of money.
stinking bass
We were
player.
like getting paid $300 a gig. We're like, what do we need a bass player for?
That's funny.
yeah.
Yeah.
We don't
So-
feel that way anymore.
Bass player. All right.
Sorry.
Yes, Andy.
Favorite acoustic guitar you like to play when you're playing with your wife and 6 children?
I've got a 1953 LG1
Yeah.
that I love.
Very nice.
And it just speaks to me. I got it from Dave Starr at Starr Guitars. If
Right.
you ever, he's got a lot of vintage stuff up there. And so there's 3 guitars that I have played that have taken my breath away.
Yeah.
One of them was a Collings. We were in Wales. We were doing some Lost Hollow shows, and we were staying in Swansea in Dylan Thomas, the famous poet's house.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can stay. It's historical, but it's also a rental. So we
I didn't know that.
So we shot a music video in this house, and we did a house concert. And this guy comes up, this Welsh guy. He said, "I'm a guitar collector. Can I bring you some guitars just to play?" And he brought this Calling.
Can you?
No.
Can you?
And I looked at the price online. I'm like, "Oh my god, I could buy a car for that." But and then we were at we were doing an Alabama rehearsal with me and Teddy and a couple guys at Soundcheck, and the Taylor showroom was there, and so we were taking a break, and I walk in there, and there was a guitar case open on the, and I said, "Do you mind?" And he said, "Yeah, how about it?" I hit one chord, and I went, "Please let me buy this guitar." He said, "It's going to an artist. You can't."
Wow. Who?
It was just one of those guitars that speaks to you. It's like a snare drum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then I played Tony King, who's also now in Alabama. He's the acoustic guitar player, high singer. He is a guitar collector.
Oh,
And
really?
He just bought a guitar, a 1941 D18, and he let me strum one.
Wow.
And when you play guitars like that, it makes you hate every other guitar.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Just makes you want more.
Yeah, but I love guitar. People say, "How many guitars do you need?" Just one more.
That is perfect.
That's perpetual.
That's how I feel about mandolins. I just need one more.
Yeah. I love mandolins, by
I
the way.
do too. I have a lot.
I play mandolin for dummies, though.
What's your favorite mandolin?
Well, I've got. I just had a cheap Chinese one, and it would not play in tune. So I was working at the studio with Joe Spivey, who's an incredible fiddle player and great mandolin player, and he was playing this mandolin that I've never seen before. And I said, "Joe, what kind of mandolin is that?" Because I'm looking for one. Because at the time, pretty much everybody told me that the lowest way to get into a mandolin was about $3,000 and up for like a Collings. That was kind of like the entry level, and then you could spend. It's ridiculous what some mandolins cost.
Oh, yeah.
They're like Stradivarius.
Oh, yeah.
So he was playing. He's playing this mandolin. I said, "Joe, what kind of mandolin is that?" And he goes, "Mine."
What did he say?
He said, "Mine." He said, "I got a bunch of mandolins." And he said, "I love this one." And he said, I paid $400 for it, and it plays in tune. It's perfect.
What is it?
It's called a Morgan Monroe is the brand,
I've never heard of it.
and the model is called Rocky Top. So I literally went over to I had my computer open because I do loops on sessions, and I went to eBay and I sent him a link and I said, "Is this one?" And he said, "Yep." And I went, click, bought it. And I
Interesting.
love it.
Well, it's interesting that you say. So I bought Andy one day. He was like, "Deb, you should take when you're just like out on the road doing your other thing. Like you should get like a cheap Mando to take with you, like so you could play more." I'm like, "All right." So I bought this Kentucky A shape for like $400. I love that mandolin.
Yeah.
Like it just sounds amazing, and it's very jangly, and it was only $400.
It's hard to find a $400 mandolin that A plays in tune and B plays great.
Yes.
And I'm just great because I play mandolin on I produce a lot of tracks for people like overseas, and every now and then I'll just hear a track and I'll go, "It's got to have a mandolin." And I like doing the 2-chord open jangly, like I call it the Maggie May mandolin.
Tammy Rogers says she likes to play like that too on mandolin.
Tammy is great. Tammy played on one of our songs called "I Love Me Some You," which we wrote with Don.
Oh, really?
And she that just made that song.
Yeah, she's great on mandolin too. I
fantastic.
guess I didn't realize that she played mandolin. She came over here and she played one of her beautiful songs for us, and she played mandolin on it. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is, and boy, you talk about guitar collection. She and Jeff,
Yeah.
they've got some guitars.
They got some gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on not too long ago on the podcast.
Oh, good. Yeah,
Yeah.
because he's got a beautiful studio as well.
Yeah. So yeah, it was fun having him
I
on
love
too.
playing at his studio. It's the drums sound great, and
Do they?
Yeah, and it's just fun. And Tammy is Tammy's so she's to me she's what I strive to be, which is somebody that does sessions and gets to play on other people's records, and then gets to be an artist at the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I do that, just not in front of the type of crowd she plays. She plays, in front of, and they just signed with Sun Records.
Sun Records, yeah. We just had lunch with her last Sunday, and she was talking about how it came about.
Congratulations, Tammy.
Congratulations, Tammy. You deserve it.
Come on, let's get some applause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Yeah. That's such a great band, too. And she's just such a great person.
Yes.
She's just so nice.
She's awesome.
Yeah. So, Tammy, we're sending you lots of love. You too, Jeff.
I know. Okay. Little
Yeah,
love
Jeff.
right there. On
So we get some love
You
right
too.
there.
So what kind of gear have we not talked about?
Let's see. We talked about guitars.
Oh, let's talk about microphones.
Oh, yeah.
I want to hear about the kind of microphones that you have. You said you have got.
He's got some good mics. We only want to sing on Andy's mic at his house. Like,
Me?
oh my gosh. Andy,
No.
talk about it. Come on.
Or our ear trumpet labs that we have
It's
here.
1899 Neumann U47. No, I've been using like a 4033 forever, and they sound great on it and love it.
I
That's
love
it.
how it sounds. And it's so interesting because, we've sung on a lot of different things at different studios through the years. And when we went down into his basement and I heard myself on it, I was just like, this is how I hear myself. Like the color, like it picks up all the colors of my voice and her voice, of course. But I don't know why it's so different, Andy. Like why is that? Like, I mean,
I don't know.
it's
that mic
so
isn't
different.
Well,
good
mics
for
are
everybody,
like
but,
snare drums. It's
magic.
when you get one that connects with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that makes your particular frequency sound great.
Yes. And what's so interesting about it, because when I'm hearing it in the headphones, like I sing different because it's just I don't know, like I'm not struggling to hear, but I hear how I think I sound naturally. Like, and it just makes me comfortable.
Have you ever sung through a real 47, like a Neumann 47?
Have I, Andy?
Chaz.
Yeah.
I don't know if Chaz. Yeah, 87. No, I don't know.
I don't think so.
So a friend of mine loaned me a 47 on a project, and I was really taken aback when I heard the girl sing through it, and I thought, that's not what I was expecting, tons of low end, tons of high end.
Yeah.
It's really more like that. It's kind of in that range. And so I thought, I'm not a fan. And then all of a sudden the track plays and the vocal just leaps out of the speakers.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, that explains it, because whatever vocal, whatever range frequency wise, those low mids and mids, that's what comes out of the speakers, and that's why it sounds so good.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah, it really kind of blew my mind, because a lot of times I would hear my voice on tracks we did. I'm just like uninspired by like myself. I'm like, I just don't like how that sounds, and I'm like, I guess gotta work harder on my singing. But then when we sang, like it was like a moment, like when we sang in his basement, and I was just, and it could have been because it's like this cool basement too, but I'm like, I don't ever want to record like ever on another microphone except for Andy's.
Well, and recording in here in the studio, because we wanted to do some, here in the Studio B, we call it.
Yes.
That's been a challenge to get
This room to
sound good and make it, we wanted to have a live feel. And so
live
Yeah.
is a little bit different.
It is
there's
very
a lot of stuff
different.
bleeding them and separation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
we tried the air trumpet
learning
labs.
experience,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so that's been,
those are cool mics. If
they're
you
really
ever-
cool mics.
Yeah, we use
Hopefully-
those here. They look groovy.
The song we cut with Jamie at the studio last week, he played and sang at the same time,
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
and that's tricky to do.
That is
is.
definitely.
Yeah. It drives Andy crazy.
Yeah.
He's like, your J200 is over here.
I've
Stop
read,
it.
I've read like anybody, okay,
I want to
put the mic this way, do this, do this.
Julie has a beautiful J200.
Oh.
It was given to her by Gibson because they heard her on a radio station talking about it. It's a
it's
beautiful story. You should tell the story.
Well, I won't bore you with it, but we were, the little guy over there in Montana was listening to these.
How little
He was not little. So
Sorry.
we had just gotten a record deal with Charlie Daniels, and we were on tour with him. And so they had set up us some interviews. So she was talking on an interview.
And yes, I was playing something else. And then anyway, he called me and he said, I've been listening to you every morning on my way to work, and you need a Gibson. He said, what would you like to play? And he said, why don't you go down and try some? And I said, well, I want a J200 because I've wanted it since I was 12. And he was like, no, you need to go play some. And I was like, I want a J200. Okay, I'll go play some. So I played a bunch. He said, okay, what do you want? I said, I want a J200.
And it looks just like one of Emmy Lou's.
I love it.
And it sounds amazing. Like it really does.
Thank you. And it has this big bottom sound, which is I love. And when I play something else, I'm like, I love it, but I miss the big sound.
Yeah.
And so
You have something, if we're playing something with drop D, there's like, I'm going to drop it down. But there's no way she's doing it. I'm like, all right, you win. You can have it. We don't need us both doing it.
And it's cool because the three of us play just like a lot of shows together, just the three of us. So it's just nice. You got the mandolins kind of more on the high, Julie's on the low, and then Andy's Collins. It just kind of fits. I mean, it's just a beautiful sound live, I think.
Well, we'll have to do a show together with Lost Hollow.
I'd love to do that.
Oh my gosh, that would be so cool.
We would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to meet your wife.
And then you can give me your J200.
I will. You can play it.
Full ride. And Debbie got a Mando from Gibson at the same time, but they did not quite offer that deal.
I did.
No, they gave me the artist deal, so I paid like $2,500 for it, which was still. But it was so funny I was so excited to get a Gibson. But up until that time, I had been playing this little old Martin front. It was like a 1937 Martin, A-shaped, and it was so easy to play. And I literally was just learning the mandolin by the time we had got our record deal. So I get this amazing Gibson guitar mandolin, and I put my hands on it. I'm like, it had like the really sharp V on the back. And I was like, I can't play this. Like, it was so hard. So I kept it for years and years. And finally, even after I got to be a better mandolin player, I still found it hard for my hands to play. So I was down at Carter Vintage. I called Andy. I'm like, Andy, there's this Northfield here. Do you think I should trade my Gibson for this? He's going to give me like basically just swap it. And he's like, do you love it? I'm like, yeah, I love it. So I did. And I remember leaving going, what have I done? But I love these Northfield mandolins because they're more round on the back and I can play them. And actually the first one I bought is even easier to play than I ended up buying like their artist version, which is very pricey, which I love because it's got this beautiful sound. But I did give my Gibson away. I traded it. Yeah. But maybe someday I can get them to make me one.
But it's got to speak to you if it doesn't.
Yeah.
speak
It
to you.
does. Yeah, it did not. And it did sound beautiful, right, Andy? Like we
it does have a
recorded
beautiful
Silent
sound.
Night on that. And every time I listen, I'm like, oh, that mandolin did sound really good.
Yeah.
But I couldn't play it.
But you got little bitty hands.
I do have little hands.
And I was thinking Bill Monroe had humongous hands.
And Sam Bush has gigantic hands. Like, I always wonder, how does he play it? His hands are huge.
Yeah, because mandolin they're so.
Teeny.
I know.
Oh, man.
Although I did buy an octave mandolin.
Oh.
Oh, and it's in Northfield. It's
those are great.
beautiful.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
it
I
sounds
love
beautiful.
it.
Yeah, Jimmy Mattingly has done some stuff on our records as well, and he has
You have
an
an
octave.
octave?
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love them. I'm still kind of like figuring out how to work it into some of the songs we play because it is different, but I love it.
Yeah, Mando is great. But I like I said, I do Mando for Dummies. I do the 2-finger chords.
Yeah, it sounds beautiful though. The two finger chords. I had learned from Dave Harvey, was my mandolin teacher when I moved to town, and so he told me all the chop chords, and so I did a lot of that more bluegrass thing, and then more recently, and he was like, you don't have to do everything a chop chord. So, kind of learning that's a lot easier to play like that too. Do you play fiddle?
No, you don't want me anywhere near a field.
Neither.
There's not enough white tape on the planet to line up where the fingers go.
No, I do not play fiddle.
No, but so I was in Skaggs band for 3 years.
You were? Yeah. Oh my God.
And you talk about some mandolin playing.
Oh, I know.
It was that was
Wow. When was that?
That was 93 through 96. That we call that the Ricky Skaggs College of Knowledge.
Wow.
And but yeah, I love mandolin.
Now, was Brian Sutton playing with him back then?
We picked up this young 19-year-old Brian Sutton.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing.
Wow.
And even back then, it was like,
Yeah.
you just watch him and shake your head. You know,
Wow.
I just overdubbed to him yesterday.
You did?
Yeah, I did a drum track that a guy sent me, and the only thing was a vocal and Brian Sutton,
Wow.
and put drums on it.
That's just so.
Yeah.
Nashville's such a cool town.
It is.
It's just so cool.
It's like we were talking about this the other day. It's like, when they say 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon,
Yeah.
but it really is amazing, like how many people they just touched everybody. Like, like everybody has a different story of either getting to play with them or know them or had an experience with them. It's really, really pretty cool.
And it's funny that you say that because we had John Cowan on here, and then he was talking a lot about Bill Lloyd and his experience. And then Bill Lloyd came on basically the next weekend, and then he was telling stories on John. And it was just like, wow, like this podcast is so fun because we get people on here that we've never met before and get to hear these stories that are just amazing and like a musical journey, and it's just been. I thought this would be fun to do, but like it has been more inspiring than anything I've done in my life. Like it has just been so fun.
Well, being in Nashville, it is that way. I remember just being in other places and trying to motivate people to, come on, let's get better and let's do this and do that. And here you don't have to motivate people.
Right.
It's like a race to see who can be the best. And the well is so deep with players that are just they're crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, we could pick an instrument and probably talk about 20 different people.
Right.
I know.
So,
Which is awesome.
yeah,
It's amazing.
it's fantastic. I love the talent pool here.
Me too. And I'm so glad we got to meet you.
Yeah.
I know.
Should we do like our number taste?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shazam!
Woo, we
We're
are back. Had to take a little break there.
We did. And we just want to say, Tommy, we are so thrilled that you came on the show and
Yes,
we got to
man.
meet you, and you've had some amazing stories to share with us and great tips for all our youngsters that watch and want to know what they need to be striving for.
Yeah, great tips for me, man.
Yeah.
Me too.
My pleasure. Thanks for asking me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just exciting to meet you after all these things that you have played on our music and made
I
our
know.
music even more special.
I know.
It's my pleasure. Yeah, you can just get me talking about gear and I won't stop. So,
And I know you have a YouTube channel.
my YouTube channel is just Tommy Harden.
Ah, awesome.
So, and I've got a bunch of drum stuff, a lot of drum covers and
It's fabulous.
And your music is on Spotify, I'm assuming.
yeah. The band is called Lost Hollow.
I love that name.
I do too.
And I think you can find us on any of the. I think if you sometimes if you do Lost Hollow, then a real estate company will come up or something. So Lost Hollow Band. So if you put Lost Hollow Band, it'll come up. Yeah.
And then I'm assuming you're on Instagram and TikTok and all the
Yes.
places. People can find you there.
I'm actually working on a website right now.
Most excellent.
Well, I think it's time for our yerba cheer, and thank you so much.
Yeah. So we love this yerba. Yerba mate.
Don't feel you have to. You take a little sip if you don't like it.
Yeah, well, you won't hurt our feelings.
Yeah. But we want to cheers you.
Yes.
Cheers.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To Tommy. Andy.
Oh, yeah. That is fabulous.
Oh, this is a new one. So their names are funny. This one's Orange Exuberance.
Oh.
What did you get?
Revelberry.
Oh, nice.
Oh. That's,
What is yours, Julie?
I like the pomegranate one. It's my favorite. This is that orange exuberance.
Oh, we have the same one.
I like it.
Oh, you're so
Twinning.
exuberant. Andy, what's yours?
Bud Light.
We can do that on the next show, Andy. We can do Bud Light. We're coming up on St. Patrick's Day. Patrick's Day.
Patrick's?
Yes.
I one of the things I do for fun is I study Kung Fu.
No way.
And so my Kung Fu teacher forever, his name was Bat McGrath.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Songwriter.
Yes.
You know, Bat. So
I don't
Bat,
know him personally.
Mike McGrath's brother.
Yes, Mike McGrath's brother. Yeah.
Okay.
So Bat, around St. Patty's Day every year, we would start getting these lessons with headbutts in them. You know, his kung fu.
Really? Oh.
And we would always go, "Why are we doing headbutts?" He said, "Because St. Patty's is coming up."
Yeah.
He said, what does that have to do with anything? He said, "You don't have to set your beer down. You can hurt somebody without setting your beer down." I've actually toured the Guinness factory in Dublin.
No, how is that?
Unbelievable.
Really?
They do 4 million pints a day.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. And is that just out to the whole world or just for Ireland?
That's to the whole world. And they used to be the largest employer in Dublin. At the very end of the tour, you can take a class on how to pour a Guinness.
Really?
And so they teach you how to do it. And if you don't do it right, they will literally come up and take it away from you.
Oh, yeah. They're serious about their Guinness.
I will say the very first St. Patrick's Day that I ever had here, we went to an Italian restaurant, pizza.
That is like
And I was like,
cringeworthy.
I can't believe they're celebrating St. Patrick's Day in an Italian place. Everybody looked at me like, what? Yeah, they always
Yeah,
do.
the
And I
Irish
was
and
like,
the Italians, Noah.
no, they did marry each other.
Yeah, I did marry an Italian.
Have you guys ever been to McNamara's here? It's really good. Guinness is spot on.
No way.
It's like going overseas.
Wow.
Oh, we're going to have to check it out. I will say, my going out days.
Shawnee. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Shawnee's.
yeah.
Remember
That's
that?
the same place, right?
Is
I don't
Or
know.
where's McNamara? Is that downtown?
That's in Madison.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
all right.
okay,
Oh,
yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, I'm sad to say,
Oh, man.
I know that's all we have for today.
Well, that was a lot.
I know. But if you get a chance, please like, subscribe. And thanks so much for tuning in. And thank you so much, Tommy, for coming and being with us.
My pleasure.
Here's some advice if you need drums, right there.
Yeah.
guy right here.
This is your guy. And if you have any questions or something you'd like us to talk about or
Not talk about.
not talk about or get Andy's advice on some new gear, comment below.
And until next time,
Don't you worry about it.
Juju music.